For this project that we're doing called Woodlight, I got a Canada Council Digital Originals grant to make a short film, and that's a collaboration between Here, Mocean with Susanne, the local Mahone Bay poet Alice Burdick, and a local film company, Picnic Studios, and also my husband's audio operation, which is called Stonehouse Sound. I think predominantly in all the scenes, it's kind of this idea, especially after the pandemic, this is a much different world. This is a quieter world. Nature continues marching along. You know, if you go into nature, if anything, it's thriving. We are part of nature, so it's sort of like these reminders that the more we can integrate ourselves back to the natural world, the better off we are all going to be. It's a very quiet film and kind of an introspective film, and I'm really excited to see what it'll be like from a film perspective to be able to get up really close to the movement and things in nature that if you were in an outdoor show you might not notice. An ant crawling across a log, or you know, the certain way a leaf might fall, but with film you can really show these subtle things that are going on around you.
Erin and I have been finding through this process that because we've worked on, this is now our third major project. We started working, actually when I first started with Mocean in 2012. So we realized we've actually built a lot of our working relationship together. So we have a real common aesthetic for how we work together and a lot of working processes. We built a lot of trust. So that's like a wonderful aspect of collaboration, is that you get to, you know, find your people and find new people, and they bring out different things in you. For this project, I just knew she wanted to make a film outdoors, and she had a spot that she wanted to explore and she felt really connected to.
Suzanne's world and Alice's world and my world, there is a lot of overlap, even when we haven't had much discussion, because I think the space really does tell you a lot of things. Suzanne's done work by herself in there's 3 locations that we're working with in Mahone Bay in the forest, and she's developing kind of her own conversation with nature. And then likewise Alice, she lives in Mahone Bay too, so Alice has been doing her writing in the woods, and then she's coming to all of our, you know, rehearsals in the woods. And also Picnic is equally as involved, because they're out there shooting on their own, and you know, they have their own way of looking at things. And if I make almost a template that has a certain integrity to it, and you know, Suzanne's filling that also, and Alice is filling that too, and the visuals are a huge part of that, then everyone can have their own access point and bring their own stuff into it. You know, it's local. It's like kind of the world that we are living in, that we're drawing on right now. So I think it is a pretty honest reflection of sort of what's happening right now.
I feel very connected to nature, but through the pandemic I've sort of kind of rediscovered that connection, or not even connection, but just like the really basic primal need to be in nature, and recognizing my own place in nature. So yeah, and speaking to Erin, as we started to work, those themes started to come up. Like, what is our connection to nature now since the pandemic? Like, I'm in a very different, or in a very, not even different, just in a very heightened, palpable state right now. And so then to go into nature and explore that with nature, and notice how that relationship has changed is really fascinating. One of my practices, core practices, is improvisation, which is really about the relationship with the audience and making something with the room. So that's that's kind of counter to film in a way. Not counter, but more challenging. And trying to find that overlap between live performance and film. It's been really important for me to make everything in the space, with the space, in response to the space. So, and that is really core to my process, even outside of film. And what I can do is also respond to nature especially in this outdoor one where everything is super alive. So it's like the whole nature is audience, but also performing with me. So I don't feel like I'm doing like a solo piece on top of nature. Like I feel like I'm doing a ensemble piece with nature, essentially. So I'm one, and we're treating the film that way too, in that we're not just, there's also going to be footage of like nature as well, because nature's already doing this like beautiful choreography all the time, and I'm just jumping in for a little bit and then when I leave it's still going on. So it's not like there's no hierarchy there. It's just I'm stepping into this ensemble of performers that's ongoing, and for this brief time I'm collaborating with them, with it, and being part of it and responding to it, and then I go and it goes on forever, for time immortal, before, now, after. So that's definitely the spirit of it.